Lost on Lost Season 2, baby!
Hell yeah!
We've watched Seasons 1, 2, and 3 of Lost, and we've learned a lot.
Did we?
And we've learned to love Jack, Kate, Sawyer, Boone, and Claire.
Did we?
But now it's time for Seasons 4, 5, and 6.
That's right, we're still going to talk about the mysteries and mythologies of the island.
And obviously hot tropical hookups.
But now we're going to talk about things like the freighter,
The Others,
Charles Widmore,
The Lighthouse,
time travel,
9/11,
Ronald Reagan,
The Catholic Church,
Titus,
Gold Chains,
the military-industrial complex,
the Prison Industrial Complex,
the Void,
The Orb,
and so much more.
So strap on and strap down, because if you thought last season was confusing,
This is going to be so much worse. Or better if you like being lost on Lost. Strap on?
you heard me.
Ooh, welcome everybody to Lost on Lost. Hey, I'm JP Russell, and I'm joined as always by one of those freaks who loves the middle seat, Adam Busher.
What sort of travel slander is that? That's like, I paid $40 extra when I came and visited you 2 weeks ago to sit in an aisle seat because of Flying United. Like, hey, it's Adam, I'm here.
Oh, yeah.
Money bags over here.
Oh my gosh, who is that?
Lost on Lost Faithful will recognize the dulcet tones of one Adam Haas, back for the fourth time.
Thanks for the compliments. I thought it was the third.
Third?
Is it the fourth?
I was worried you were going to say back from the grave. I don't know why.
I mean, like Lost, people die and they come back.
That's true, yeah.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah. Adam Haas is here, joining us from most recently our Fringe talk.
Yeah.
In the mid-season.
That's right.
Man, I love
That's
Fringe.
Right. So then, yes, it would be really be fourth.
Yeah, Fringe is so fucking good.
Haas, what have you been up to?
A lot of hanging out and pretending that I still work in Hollywood. That's what I'm doing.
Right, you're seeing things from the other side of the veil. You've been doing some in front of the camera work.
Yes, I have. Don't tell everybody. That's kind of a secret. It's on the down low.
Yeah, I was going to say, have you worked on any projects that you can tell us about, or is it all still under embargo?
Nothing that has come out yet.
Okay.
Still TBD on airing.
Mm-hmm.
But keep your eyes out. You're going to see me.
And people out there, watch TV, because Hollywood thinks that we have too much TV and they quit making as much, and a third of the town is still out of work after the strike. So go ahead and watch some TV.
Also, listen to podcasts about TV.
About TV, exactly.
Yeah, specifically old TV.
We have recently on our Instagram been followed by two other Lost podcasts, just like within the past couple of weeks. The Dharma Boys and Lauren Gets Lost. So
Big time.
Big shout out to Lauren Gets Lost and the Dharma Boys for doing the same thing we're doing, but probably better.
Why the fuck didn't we call ourselves the Dharma Boys? That's so good.
It is very good.
I suppose I didn't know what Dharma was when we started this podcast.
That's part of it. Yeah, that's probably part of it. What have you been watching, Haas?
Just finished Fallout not too long ago.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
That was quite enjoyable. The Gentleman, enjoyed
Okay.
that
What'd you think?
series. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah, entertaining.
Very entertaining.
Right.
Like that little bit of British drama humor.
Sure.
Sure. Did you guys know that there's a TV show out right now that's part of the talented Mr. Ripley universe?
Yeah, with Andrew Scott as Tom Ripley.
I just learned that today, and I felt like I was having a fucking stroke when it was being described to me. Like,
So he's doing Ripley. He also read a book on Quinn, which is, I believe, it's Audible, but for smut, your stereotypical book talk nonsense. Between the Quinn book that he read, and then old throwbacks to Hot Priest from Fleabag. I feel like his agent is just can we make the world so horny that it explodes? And they're trying to find out.
it's the same cinematographer as There Will Be Blood, and I heard it's in black and white, so I was like, yeah. Stop selling after the yes, I'm in.
Exactly. Nice. Cool. Well, there you go. Some extracurriculars. Y'all want to talk about Lost?
Fuck yeah, I do.
Let's do it. Today, here on Lost, we are talking about 316. 316 is the 6th episode of season 5. It is the 92nd episode overall. It originally aired on February 18th, 2009. It was written and directed by the law firm of Lindelof, Hughes, and Williams. And our central character is one Dr. Jack Shepard. JP.
Yeah.
Do you have a recap?
I think so.
Give her.
Hey, folks. Good evening from the flight deck. Welcome aboard this Ajira Flight 316 on this Boeing 737 Supermax. This is Captain Frank Big Dick Lapidus and co-pilot Johnny Walker. Got some information about our flight. Our flight today is taking us from sunny Los Angeles to Guam. Our estimated arrival time is, let's just say, early. Our flight crew will be coming down the aisle with insane lore exposition, unwarranted propaganda from the Roman Catholic Church, and refreshments. In the unlikely event of a water landing, there is a guitar case under each of your seats that can be used as a flotation device. We ask that you please fasten your seatbelts at this time, secure all emotional baggage, daddy issues, and suicide notes from weird older male friends underneath your seats, or trauma dump them on the person sitting next to you. Folks, there's plenty of seats available on this flight, so feel free to stretch out, take off your dad's shoes, and relax as we discuss 316 here on Lost on Lost.
That was a fantastic intro there.
That was really good. Here's an addition. Please take care when opening the overhead bins, as additional copies of Ulysses by James Joyce may have shifted in flight. God,
oh, man.
No, very good, very good. I drink.
I drink.
I've been meaning to keep track of this ever since Eric was on. I keep forgetting to, and I'm always reminded when Jack is the first person that we see. So this episode's T2J is 0 minutes 0 seconds. T2J, time to Jack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's an I. Jack wakes up on the island. He's back in the bamboo forest, the exact same place that he crashed in the first time
pilot.
when he crashed here. He's wearing something very similar. He's got a jacket.
He came dressed for life in the woods this time.
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of rogue lights lately. Hades, Day the Diver,
Love it.
Dead Cells. This opening of the Haas is looking at me because he doesn't know what a roguelite is. It's a game where you die and then you come back, and the knowledge that you gained in your first life helps you do better the second time. And I was like, Lost, the show, is kind of like a roguelike. They've crash landed here, Jack, and now
Right,
they
they know what they're in for.
Yeah, they don't have to find water. They don't have to find whatever. They know they have all this information now.
Don't
It's
have to
like,
run for a polar bear anymore.
yeah. So the second loop here, they're going to be on the island 14, 18 days tops. That's what I think.
Yeah, we came in a 3-piece suit. Like, I understand, like, okay, we got to recreate the thing. There's nothing says you can't wear some fucking cross trainers.
Just have him in a bag in the overhead compartment with your copy of Ulysses.
For some of us, flying is still an occasion.
Jesus. For some of us, we still smoke on flights.
Oh, God. You can hear Hugo in the distance shouting for help. You can also hear the running water. So Jack just gets up and starts hustling toward the shouting.
Hey, remember that episode where Hurley did a cannonball and canonically was able to swim?
No.
The writers didn't either.
We know this lagoon. Hypothetically, this is the one where Kate and Sawyer found the case from Case Watch 2022. Was it Case Watch 2022 or 2023?
I think 22.
I think it was 22.
Man, it's been a spell.
It's been a long time. So yeah, so the Halliburton, the Zero Halliburton case from Case Watch 2022. This is that same lagoon. Jack does a dive from the cliff down into the water because, he knows that it's deep enough and he's not going to bust his head open.
They got 6 camera angles on that shit too.
It was a cool stunt, but it's
a cool jump, man.
It was fine.
It probably wasn't Matthew Fox though, right?
I mean,
no,
absolutely not. And yeah, it's totally superfluous. It's like, okay, let's get the Michael.
They slowed
Bay
it down just a little bit in post.
Just
let's really watch the dive.
Yeah, let's get the 6 Michael Bay angles of this stunt guy doing this dive into this lagoon, and then swims over to Hurley in a suit, in heavy shoes. He's gonna drown. If this lagoon was deep enough, we know it's not, but he's just gonna drown you.
Right.
You're not a lifeguard.
But thankfully, he was there to move him 3 feet
to a place where
you can stand.
Yeah, we can stand.
and his guitar case was absolutely floating.
Yeah. So Kate's dead over by the rock. Oh, well, she's not actually, which is a little bit
darn.
Which is a little bit of a bummer, yeah. I think Hurley says we're back.
Yeah, something like that.
And I wrote in all caps in my notes, we're so fucking back, baby!
Yeah, we're back to using title cards 46 hours earlier. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, 46 hours earlier, Ben, son, Jack, Desmond arrive at Eloise Hawking's church, and she's like, I wanted all of them. And
so sassy.
Somebody's like, "You're impossible to please."
That's me every time I'm at one of those, like a self-serve soda fountain, where you can get all the flavors.
Yeah,
I want all of them.
Yeah, as the employee is dragging me out to the parking lot in a fucking hammerlock, just like, get out of this! You can't. You're banned from this Wendy's, Russell.
We closed 45 minutes ago.
I wanted all of them. This is as many as I could get on short notice. He's missing 2 of them.
So he did pretty good. Good.
I mean,
Eloise just being like really hard ass.
Because you got to assume you can count him if he's doing this. So that's 1 out of 5. He gets son. That's 2 out of 5. That's 40%. That's not bad in a world in which humans have free will and you can't make anyone do anything. Give me a fucking break, Eloise.
Has he tried? What's that? Negotiation technique? A gun. Anyways, they go into the basement.
Yeah.
And we have a scene we're probably going to spend the next hour on. This scene takes us to about the 10-minute mark of the episode. Yeah. It has consumed all of my active, waking, and subconscious thoughts since I watched the episode yesterday. I'm so mad.
Wow.
This is, the basement of this church here in Los Angeles is a Dharma station known as the Lamp Post.
Cool name. Starting off great.
Did you guys guess what it was based on the seal on the door?
No.
Because I didn't remember what it was, and then you see the Dharma seal, and I was like, I think it's the Lamp Post. And then she's like, welcome to the Lamp Post. And I was like, yes, nailed it.
Man, you must be great at those CAPTCHA fucking puzzles. Stoplight, bike, car, crosswalk, lamppost.
Welcome back to the show, Fiona Flanagan, who is also in an episode of Dairy Girls. I got one note before you totally do whatever you're about to do.
Oh, that's fine.
I really dig that the way that everybody was dressed in this scene. There was a real cool vibe to everybody's clothes. I was looking at everybody. I was like, man, this is and maybe it's because most of the time when we see them, they're all busted on the island. But
sure,
Jack's wearing a nice suit. Eloise has got her cool thing. Son's got kind of a mid thigh raincoat kind of thing. Desmond's got the leather jacket. Ben's got on just a sport casual thing. It was all very vibey.
Yeah, Ben's back in hot Ben era.
Yeah. And I was like, all right, yeah, okay, cool.
Then the scene happens.
Yeah.
Big cool pendulum. Love that. They have one of those at the the free science planetarium museum in Salt Lake City.
No, you said it wrong.
Oh, the planetarium?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. But they have one on the floor, and it only moves X amount of degrees per hour. Mm-hmm. And they have little markers on the floor that it can knock over, and it goes through 360 of them a day or whatever. So a bunch of adults, we all just stood around for 10 minutes and waited for it to knock over one, and then it did, and we all cheered, and then we all went our separate ways in life. Yeah, but for a moment, we were all brothers and sisters.
Yeah. Just because we're watching this pendulum at the same time doesn't mean we're together.
We have one goal of just watching this little thing fall over. It's a domino.
Yeah. This scene, where the fuck do I begin? Eloise literally says, now everyone pay attention closely.
Because somebody's staring at the pendulum and not listening.
Well, okay, I get that. She's talking to the audience.
Yeah.
The writing in the scene, Eloise's performance isn't great, but the actors have nothing to work with. This feels so unlost.
Yeah.
Because it's we got to just answer some questions so that we can get you guys back on the fucking island, and we don't have time to fuck around. Just have it be because if we just put you back on the island, everyone's going to be mad.
Right,
this scene was such an exposition dump, and I was so mad at how just cut scene in a video game it was.
We, the writers, don't want you to not believe the second half of this season. That's what this was. It's we know what we're doing for the second half, and if we don't do some serious expositional foundational work right now before it's too late, nobody will buy the second half of the season 5, and we will lose our entire audience.
these guys, they just built this machine and then they found out it points to an island.
Well, it points to places that the island could be
at certain times.
That's not any better.
Eloise says that the Dharma Initiative was trying to find the island, and this is ultimately how they did find the island, but they weren't.
They found pockets of electromagnetism,
right.
And then there was one that they couldn't pin down.
That's because, and this is a crucial piece of the lost lore, is that the island is always moving.
Sure.
See, JP, I think you're trying to make too much sense out of the math here. If you were a mathematician, you would know that this makes complete sense.
The show is trying to make too much sense out of it. They're trying to be like, here's science to explain it. I don't want science to explain it. I just want it to be an unexplained thing.
Right. Like sometimes it's okay in a mystery show for things to be unexplained.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like, I think the problem that Lost had was there were too many unexplained things. They had spent 3 years, 4 years just being like, here's a bunch of unexplained things. And I think that they were probably getting the sense that the audience couldn't put up with any more unexplained things.
Yeah. The way they did this and how quickly they did it just felt so unlost.
The reason it feels so unlost, I think, is because it's very clear. Like, it's bullshit. Like, it's made up it's made up television science, but it's the science of the universe. And so it's all explained to them very clearly. The thing about it is they don't need to know. Eloise could have just been like, y'all want to get back to the island? Take this flight. It'll crash on the island. And then, like, if any of them were like, how do you know that? She could be like, trust me. Or like, do you really want me to spend 15 minutes explaining it to you in the lamppost?
It's on the chalkboard. Read it.
Right there.
Well, that's the other thing. I paused the chalkboard and really started digging into that. That is some sloppy chalkboard work. They spent all the time being like, people are going to be focused on this pendulum. Here's the deal. I had my pendulum cherry popped in Salt Lake City last year. I'm not going to sit there and watch a pendulum. I'm looking at the background shit.
What did you do to that pendulum?
Yeah,
Can you go back to Salt Lake City ever again?
No, I'm immune to pendulum fucking mesmerizations.
Yeah. Speaking of the background, there's a there's a photo in the background of the island, and there's a date on it, September 23rd, 1954. So the Dharma Initiative has been aware of the island since at least the 50s. I think hypothetically the chronological viewer knows this because I believe the episode Jughead is before this one, and that is an episode that takes place in the 50s.
It is.
Have we watched Jughead?
No. No, we watched Eggtown. We watched...
See, Jarhead. Is it kind of like that?
Jarhead. We watched...
I have a copy of Jugs here.
We watched Jugs.
Just put those two together and that's what you got.
Yep.
That's your episode of Lost.
That's usually what I'm doing on Thursdays. War movies and nudie mags.
Oh, Lord. There might be a pendulum in there, too.
Oh, Lord. Ah! This scene does take, like, a long time, and it is very exposition heavy. And the other reason that it doesn't feel like a Lost scene is that it's plot-driven. It's not character-driven.
Yeah.
We don't learn anything about anybody's history here. We don't even learn how Eloise knows anything about this. We will eventually learn a little bit more about Eloise's history with the Dharma Initiative in a different episode, but not this one. Desmond, he
ain't having it.
No, he is surprised that everybody there, save for him, is preparing to go back to the island willingly. He's not having that at all. He says, these people, they're just using us. They're playing some kind of game, and we are just pieces.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. Like we've seen several season 6 episodes already. Like we've seen the penultimate episode of Lost. Like we haven't seen the result, but we've seen the setup to the result. Like Jacob and the Man in Black, they're just kind of playing their game since they lost their little board with the rocks on it. They're playing with people instead of rocks.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's not wrong. They just don't know it yet, I guess. But Desmond's special. He's like, I have a message from Daniel. I think we saw him say this because Daniel said this at the end of Because You Left. He said, the next time you see my mom, tell her that we're all on the island and that we need help. And so Desmond's like, that's what Daniel says. Message delivered. Deuces.
Woke up on a sailboat and had to immediately go find Nerd's mom.
I suddenly had memories that I apparently always had, but not actually.
It's kind of like blacking out in Oshkosh. Anyways,
after this 10 minutes of exposition and explanation, Agiris 316 is a flight that is leaving from Los Angeles on its way to Guam. It will fly through one of these windows that leads to the island. They got to get on it, and then Eloise has some special instructions for Just Jack.
It's got to be as close to like the same conditions as possible. You need to get as many people on the flight as you can and try and have it be about the same.
Right. Yeah. As close to 815 as possible. The bigger the difference, the higher the unpredictability.
I love how Eloise there is just like, if you don't get enough people,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Good luck.
Yeah.
If we're trying to recreate it, they didn't even sit in like the same seats they were in before. They were just kind of separated because I'm pretty sure Jack was on the port side of the plane.
None of them are sitting in first class.
Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, when it comes to parallels between 316 and 815, not great, but I guess as good as they could. As good as they could get, I guess.
Good rough draft.
Yeah. Also in the office, Eloise hands over to Jack John Locke's suicide note.
Cool.
Jack didn't know that Locke killed himself.
It's just Danny DeVito's quote from fucking Always Sunny. Suicide is badass.
The reason that they have to bring Locke's body along is, Jack's a smart guy. I'm surprised that it took him this long to realize. Like,
Is he, though? I mean, yeah, he's a doctor, but is he smart? No, no,
yeah,
he's not.
no, that's fair.
There are so many examples of him just being an idiot.
Yeah, that's fair. Because, he's like, what do we need the body for? And she's like, do you think there was a body on the first plane?
Right. And he's still just like, this is some mumbo jumbo. And it's like, after you've been through all of this, Jack, and you're actively trying to get back onto the island, you're going to fucking split hairs with the person who's like, I can get you back on the island. I understand how this shit works. Here's the rules. And he's like, but why?
Yeah. His level of anger was off the charts.
That was...
For like, my father, you need something of my father? Oh my God.
Yeah. That was like so weird and misplaced. Like, yeah, it was odd.
Something of my father. I got his tax return. You got to do the tax return when they die. Real easy. Some papers.
He's only been dead 3 years at this point. You have none of his stuff at all. Like, getting your hands on some of his stuff would be that impossible. Like, I know that Jack and Christian didn't necessarily get along, but like, there's something laying.
It would have made more sense if we had been like, how am I supposed to do that? That's impossible. I can't do that.
Sure.
Like, as confused instead of angry.
Instead of being
got
mad that
rid
he's
of
got
everything. I
everything.
sold it. I donated it. I got nothing left.
Yeah.
I burned the house down.
Yeah, exactly. Jack struggles with believing that this whole thing is going to work, even though, he's been, like you said, he's gone through all this other stuff to begin with. Like, he was on the island once already. There's a bunch of things that make what he just heard eminently believable. But so like he leaves the office and goes into the chapel area with and Ben's praying. At least is shot to look like he's praying.
Yeah, we get a 10-minute sponsored ad by the Roman Catholic Church. Come on down, Sunday.
Your donation covers the entire seat, but you'll only need the edge. It tells him the story of Thomas, and I mean, those of us that were brought up Catholic, we all know that Thomas is the one who doubted. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Thomas is not known for this moment of bravery. If Jesus returns to Judea, he will probably die, and Thomas says we should go. If he dies, we'll die with him. Yeah, okay, sure. Because like the Bible's not about bravery; it's about faith and doubt. Like whatever. Why does Ben know everything? Ben knows everything.
Well, he's just well read. He's kind of like Ken Jennings. He's just read a lot of books as a kid.
Whatever. Maybe I'm not well read. I don't know. But I feel like I've read a lot of books in my life, but I just don't remember everything from them.
Same.
I don't know.
Tell me something from the last book you read. Not even like an important... tell me something important from a book.
Any book?
Yeah, any book that you've read.
Nothing's coming to mind.
I remember like one good quote from every book, but Ben seems to have every part of every book memorized.
That's what I'm... And we've had this conversation before. On television, it's people remember quotes from books because it's television and it's convenient.
Right.
Like, yeah.
It was the Ben and Sawyer quote of Mice and Men.
From Mice and Men. And he would just he recites like a whole page of it.
Yeah.
And it's like,
huh?
I buy remembering important lines or quotes, but like an entire page of a book, like that's crazy.
Anyways,
all my notes from the scene, every scene after the lamppost scene are very sparse. Almost all of my notes are just a sentence saying who's talking to who in this scene.
We're gonna blast through the rest of this.
The rest of this episode is going to fly right through.
I do want to quickly just say one last thing about this scene because it's my favorite part of the episode. Ben's like, I gotta go run an errand. We'll pick that back up later.
Yeah. We cut to a bar. Hell yeah. Jack's staring at
guys
a
will see this and just think, hell yeah. awful cinematography.
Yeah.
Awful cinematography. That is how I lit my cinematography final in college, and I got a C. But I suppose I'm also a cinematographer now, so I don't know what that means.
What do you mean? You can't just light one side of the person's face in like total blue and the other side in like just kind of a pale orange and
The only time you get to do that is when it's Luke Skywalker being tempted by Darth Vader in Return of the Jedi. That's the only time. Everybody else can fuck off.
See, he's trying to think there, though. Am I going to go back? Am I not going to go back? So I don't know. It might be motivated.
I don't know. Let me have a drink about it.
Am I going to drink this? Am I going to have 3 more?
It wasn't motivated. It was a little excessive.
I don't know why he's there, because he's there to get a phone call.
Yeah.
Like,
What?
we didn't need this scene.
He did it again? Grandpa put a mirror on his shoe and he's looking up ladies' skirts. I'll be right over.
See, that should have just been like as he was exiting the church, then he gets a phone call.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Or something.
Yeah.
But I guess they needed to show he's thinking about something.
Or
I
the
don't
script
know.
is only 20 pages long.
Yeah.
He's thinking about how he's going to get something from his father.
Yeah.
I don't
Right.
know.
The end of this episode is just the replay of the cold open as well. So it's like they just needed to pad this whole fucking script.
Yeah. Yeah, he gets a call. He did it again. I'll be right there. Heads right over. Raymond J. Barry.
Yeah.
Been in a bunch of stuff. Phenomenal
Lots of
character
stuff.
actor. What do you guys know Raymond J. Barry from anything specific?
I don't.
No.
I remember him from New Girl as Old Nick. That's where I know him from.
Nice.
He's supposed to be sort of like, oh, he's kooky old grandpa, though. And he's like way too put together. Like,
And he's fucking John Terry's age. Like, he's
Yeah.
Jack's grandfather, and he's the same age as his father.
yeah, they just put him in a shirt where they're like, this is an old guy
He's a
shirt.
cane. He's ancient. He's older than time itself.
He's got a vest over a button up. He's ready for death.
He doesn't want to be at this thing. I don't blame him. Most elderly communities are lame.
If I make it that long, I have already resigned myself. I will be the fucking escape artist. Any chance I get, it's going to be fucking Hogan's Heroes.
Oh, I'm gonna be one of those guys that's like constantly spreading elderly STIs. At least I'm gonna try. If you know what I'm talking about, ladies, only ladies.
Mr. Busher, please take off those mirrored shoes.
I will not. You'll have to pry them from my cold, dead fingers. So just wait a couple days.
Please take off those orthopedic mirrored shoes.
These are prescription.
They got the little grippies on the bottom.
Exactly.
I need
Stop
the
carrying
leverage.
around those opera binoculars.
Yeah, he packed a bag because he was going to run away. So Jack helps him unpack the bag, and lo and behold, he's got a pair of Christian shoes.
Of all of his shoes.
Can I have
yeah.
these?
These are a pair of plain black Oxford wingtip, whatever. They're the most basic ass shoes in the history of time.
Yeah.
And then Jack's like, "Are these yours?" Yeah, because they're a man. Every man has owned a pair of those shoes in his life.
I have 2 pair in my closet right now.
Same. So he's like, "No, those were your father's." And he's like, "Can I have these?" And be like, "Yes, you can." All right, cool. Visit me more. I won't because because I don't want to.
And we never hear from Raymond.
And we
again.
never saw Raymond J. Barry again. Thanks for coming out.
I've just been really busy. Cut to Jack's place.
At night. And that annoyed me.
The time passing in this episode is
Crazy.
crazy bonkers.
Because in the church
Yeah.
it was night.
Night.
And then he gets a phone call at the bar, presumably still night.
Yep.
And then he's walking, meets Ray. It's daytime,
Yep.
middle of the afternoon. And then he's back home again. It's at night. Are
Yep.
you supposed to believe that was a whole
whole
24
day.
hours
Yeah.
right there? Or
Yeah.
they just fucked up the continuity that badly?
I think it was a continuity fuck up. Yeah, he gets home. His apartment is not as trashed as it once was, but there's still like booze everywhere and empty beer cans and stuff like that. So he's cleaned up a little bit.
He's got one of those big CD players that's like a centerpiece,
Yeah.
you know.
It was a reel-to-reel player.
No, it was a CD player.
Was it a CD
Yeah,
player?
like you'd see him in like old Sharper Image catalogs and shit like that. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
ooh, look at my CD player.
To me,
Like,
it looked like a reel-to-reel. So I was like, are we back in the hatch? Is this like Jack trying to like make his apartment like the hatch was?
Right,
Well,
yeah.
What are you doing, Jack?
dude, that would be hilarious.
It's
Like
way too reminiscent for me.
when he comes back from the island and like he starts to lose his grip on reality, and he's like Howard Hughes' his apartment into the hatch. Like,
Turns a door into like one of those up and down sliding doors.
yeah, he's just like on
fun.
eBay trying to find like old school like pedal bikes. Like,
and just a 1982 computer.
Yeah.
And he just keeps
Just like
punching
type, yeah,
numbers.
it's just like type. It's just pages and pages printed out because that's the only program that it'll run.
See, now we're getting someplace.
That would be hilarious
Like,
and awesome.
I don't know. That could be like a Jack descent into madness thing.
Exactly.
He's gonna pour himself a drink, and the door just opens. The person and just like fucking Blair Witches themselves into the other room.
Yeah.
In such a strange manner. The direction of this, like, it's Kate. Kate's had a rough day. She opened the door and just helped herself into bed.
Yeah.
Like, didn't see if anybody else was home, didn't knock. Like, I understand they know each other, they used to be together, yada, yada, yada. But, like,
Yeah.
Jack also wasn't like, hello? What?
I mean,
It's just very strange. Like, you could have met in the doorway. You could have met in the hallway. You could have had a normal human interaction. Like, neither one of them acted the way humans would in that scenario.
Because it was almost like she was sleeping, but Jack heard something in the other room. That's what caused his attention to go there. But then Kate's like passed out. So, but
Right,
like,
'cause,
still
like,
sort of awake.
yeah,
enough
'cause,
to be like when he walks in.
yeah, and because she looks like she's been sleeping there for hours. But we heard the door open behind him, and that's what he.
Right.
So like, yeah, she goes in and then just like immediately falls. Like, I wish I could fall asleep that fast.
But she's not asleep. She's just like having a sad.
I mean, presumably she gave Aaron to somebody. Like,
Yeah, but she's laid out like the way a dying Victorian child does in a painting.
And the way
Like,
she talks about it though is like, I almost worry. Is like, did she kill Aaron? It's like Aaron
Ugh.
gone.
yeah,
She's never talked to me about Aaron. Like,
Yeah.
that's way too much. Like if I was Jack, I'd be like, Aaron's dead.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Jack, whatever.
Because that's, I mean,
Let's
like,
bone.
kind of, yeah. Because like before, one of the last times we saw them, and I don't know what the time difference is between this and Eggtown, but like in
Yeah.
Eggtown, he was like, "You want to get a coffee or whatever?" And she's like, "Why don't you come over to the house and see Aaron?" He's like, "I can't do that. I don't want to be a father." And
Yeah.
so he's like, "What happened? Where's Aaron?" And she's like, "You can never ask about Aaron again." And he's like, "Say less. Get them pants off." Like, I wasn't gonna ask about him in the first place. I felt obligated.
I thought this is what you wanted.
Right.
I'm all over the place here.
Why are you so sad? Let me cheer you up for 7 minutes.
So yeah, Kate stays the night
Yep.
or day. We don't know what time it is.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever.
Yeah, it could be weeks. Yeah. Cut the commercial. Jack. Yeah. Pour some orange juice. Make some coffee. They talk
I
about.
didn't make you food, but here's 2 drinks.
One of them have whiskey in it. The other one has vodka in it, depending on what you're up for.
The old vodka and coffee.
Yeah, and whiskey and orange juice, classic. They talk about letting go. Like that's what they talk. Like they say a bunch of words here, but that's what they're talking about. They're talking about letting go.
She has to bring up the shoes because they're in the room and they're like the only prop that's there. Oh, those aren't great for the island. Who said I was wearing these out? They're just shoes.
They're
that are
just
sitting
shoes.
in
They're just
my
a pair
house.
of men's shoes. She didn't ask. She assumed they were his. You know why? Because those look like a shoe that a man owns.
Right.
He did come home wearing dress clothes.
And that would have been again a comedy rewrite. She sees the shoes. Are those yours?
Both of them.
Yeah, one of them. His phone starts to ring, and she's like, "I got to bail." And he's like, "All right, I'll see you at the airport."
Right. Correct me if I'm wrong. I meant to go back and rewatch it, but I didn't. Did she say, "I'll see you at the airport"?
She did.
She did. Yeah.
Okay. So why the fuck is he so surprised later when she shows up?
Well, Kate sometimes
yeah.
doesn't always do what she says she's going to do.
She's a very flip floppy individual.
Yeah, but when it comes to Jack, she's like usually all in.
She also smells like a flip flop.
Phone rings. Favorite scene of the episode.
This was so good. Yeah, it's Ben. Hey, I need you to pick up Locke's body. I got sidetracked.
I got the shit kicked out of me.
Covered in blood
So
or
good.
jam. I don't know. We assume it's blood.
Both.
His, someone else's, no clue.
The thing I love about this episode is that it implies a bunch of things happening that we didn't see. And I kind of
Yeah.
love when shit like that happens. Like somebody went on an adventure and we were focusing just on a different character.
I learned after watching this, they actually shot this in a different order than what it aired. Much
right.
like Lost and Lost.
That's
Really?
right. That's right.
The next episode, chronologically, was supposed to air before this one.
Interesting.
You mentioning that, Haas, is wildly interesting because the next episode in the air order is the life and death of Jeremy Bentham. So to the chronological audience, if you would have saw the life and death of Jeremy Bentham before 316, it wouldn't have changed a bunch of stuff, but like it would have put a color on this episode, I think.
I feel like you would have learned a lot more things, and the questions you have from this episode wouldn't have been questions.
Yeah. So
But yeah, Ben's like, go get the body. Don't ask me any questions.
yeah,
Goodbye.
I have to go to urgent care.
So he goes to the
Simon's butcher, whatever.
inquisitive, chewing up the scenery butcher shop lady that's ever lived.
Are you Jill? Ben sent me.
What's in the bag? I don't. My shit. Where's the corpse?
She asked that and then respond like he doesn't even like really shoot her a nasty look. She asks what's in the bag. He turns to her and she's like, sorry. It's like,
Right. It's dietary supplements. I'm selling them door to door. This
Right.
one is made of 100% crowned up donkey. Do you want to buy some?
Never ask me about my bag.
she's like, I will go get my purse. It's in the van.
Don't ever ask me about my JanSport bag.
If you love me, you will never ask me about my JanSport bag again.
I'll thank you to stay out of my personal affairs.
I'm gonna put the corpse in this bag.
You cut it up, right?
Yeah.
Put this up on the hook. You're a butcher.
Yeah.
Let's get to work.
I need the whole thing. I just need some deli slices of John Locke's ass.
Lockechops.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Thank you. Thank you.
She
Got
says
the name of the episode in.
she's like, Ben said I could give you the van. Let me go get it. It'll take 5 minutes.
Where's the fuck's it parked? Down
Right.
the road?
Why isn't it just behind the place?
You knew she was coming.
Right.
It's my smoke break.
And you were closed or whatever.
You could have that shit preloaded.
Right.
He's in
Here's the
bulk. He's
keys.
not on ice.
It's in the back alley. The coffin's already in there.
Get it out of my butcher shop. This is a health code violation.
Yeah. We're going to end up with a bee.
I thought you meant like the insect, like a bee's gonna come in and be like, corpse.
Dude, the episode of The Bear where they get to see is one of the funniest episodes. I
It's
love
so
that
good.
episode. So good. Yeah, so she fucks off to get the van. He goes to the back. The coffin, yeah, it's just sitting there. Like, so he's just like, okay, well, here you go. He opens the thing up. He starts putting the shoes on.
Mr. Rogers'
Yeah.
fucking shoes.
It's very convenient that Jack's father has the same shoe size as Locke
Yeah,
does.
exactly. He talks to the body. I bet if you were wherever you are, I bet you're laughing your ass off. Look at me doing this stuff. This is some Locke ass shit that I'm doing, and I'm Jack, and I'm not Locke. Meh.
I'm not sucking your toes no matter how much you ask me to, you dead son of a bitch.
Also, suicide note. I ain't reading that shit. I ain't reading that
Nah.
essay. I'm sorry that happened to you, or I'm happy for you. Whatever.
That's a lot of words. Too bad I'm not reading them.
I don't do envelopes.
I already heard everything you had to say, John. Rest in peace.
Okay.
Okay, cool. I hope you got closure, but probably not because you're probably drunk. Cut to LAX. Not LAX, but like an airport.
He shows up with a corpse
Yeah.
to go on an international flight and is just able to settle that with the gate agent?
Yeah, you just got to fill out a form.
I mean, it's the second time he's done it. He's a pro now.
I'm sorry. What? I don't
Yeah.
think that's how that works.
What are you doing with the body? I'm taking it to India. Why? Final wishes. Who's taking it? I'm taking it.
Clearly, I showed up.
Sign this form.
Done.
Boom.
Slap a sticker on it. You're good to go.
Yep.
I don't think that's how that works.
I don't think. I mean, you travel with firearms, so like, I don't think bodies are as regulated as firearms. You know,
No, but I also don't travel internationally with firearms.
that's fair.
Internationally is actually surprisingly easier to do with bodies.
Well, I suppose. Okay, but it's a territory, so maybe.
Yeah,
I mean,
Ta-
it's
yeah,
a
see?
territory.
There you
Good point.
go.
This shouldn't be an international
It's just
flight.
across
Guam's
state
part of
lines.
the USA. USA.
Well,
USA.
yeah, but
Done.
Anyway, he fills out a form and it's fine. Jack sees Kate and he's like, "Oh, thank God."
he also sees Son. He's like, "You came," and it's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, dude, we went over this shit."
Out of all the five of us, I'm the one who wants to get back the most because if there's a chance my husband's on the island, I'm 100% going there. You
Yeah,
should all
like-
have the same motivation. Like if there's a chance Jin's alive, you should want to go.
Right.
Like,
He's
that's-
incredibly good looking. We should all be making this our number one priority.
Number one priority, Jin may be alive. Number two, whatever other personal bullshit you have going on.
Yeah, this whole like power source on the island thing. Yeah, blah 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 blah.
They see Alana escorting Saeed through a thing in handcuffs.
She flashes a fucking Fed badge, and they're just like, "Yeah, okay, sure, whatever."
But yeah, I think that they seem both surprised to see that happening.
Guy was watching this. She goes, "Why is Saeed in handcuffs?" I said, "Because he's a brown man in an airport, and this is a post 9/11 world."
Yeah. We cut over to the actual gate. Hurley is already there. He's reading a Spanish language translation of Why the Last Man, which is written by Brian K. Vaughan. Brian K. Vaughan is writer on Lost. Yeah, here at the gate, Hurley's here. He's reading his comic. Here's an announcement. Standby passengers will be able to board this flight. We got a lot of empty seats. And he's like, wait, no, they're not empty. I bought them. And she's like, that's fucked up. Why'd you do that? And he's like, this plane's going to crash and I don't want a bunch of innocent people to die. And she's like, never say that in an airport again.
And that was another thing, Kai. She was like, don't they need to recreate as much as they can? I'm like, yeah, Hurley doesn't fucking care.
Yeah.
He does not want excess people to die because he has not had a great time in all of these misadventures.
Yeah.
But I like how he brought the guitar case. Like Charlie bought the guitar case. Like that's a nice. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I thought that was pretty cool. And like, you know, Saeed was under arrest.
Yeah, just like
Kate was before with the federal.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a nice little touch.
There are neat parallels because, and like I said earlier, they get as close as they can considering the circumstances. They've got a body. They've got somebody under lock and key. They've got the guitar case. I don't think anybody has any heroin. Jack's probably drunk still. Yeah. So, they get as close as they can. Jack didn't know that Hurley was going to be here either. So he said, hey, I'm glad you're here. He's like, I'm here. That's all that matters. Let's do this.
How'd you know about this flight? Don't worry about it.
They get on the plane. Hugo is not happy to see Ben boarding the that was another one. Ben arrives to the plane late, just like Hugo does.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He comes up and he's like, and Hugo's like, what are you can't come here. No. And they almost like cause a scene, but then it's like, it's fine. Everything's
cool.
Just chill,
tranquilo, man.
It's like,
It's all good.
Whatever.
The bruise makeup on Michael Emerson in the show, just every season's got to go up more and more and more.
They got plenty of practice.
He gets beat up like no one else.
He's so good at it.
One of the flight attendants is like, oh, hey, also while they were checking the body, they found this letter, Mr. Shepard. Here you go. He's like, it's Dr. Shepard. My father is Mr. Shepard. It's like, your father's a doctor too. It's like, give me the letter.
Also, they would just keep it in the coffin.
Right. You would open the coffin, there'd just be like a little tag in there. This bag was inspected by the TSA.
Right.
It's like,
every time I check my gun, they're not like, sir, we also found this copy of Jugs. Would you like it for the flight?
Like, no, I already have one with me.
Yeah, I checked that one. That's my backup.
That's my backup in
That's
case
my
I lose.
EDC copy of Jugs. I also have one in an ankle holster.
Jack and Ben are sitting in the back of first class, and Jack like looks through the curtain at the full coach section, almost full coach section. The other people, what's gonna happen to them? Who cares? Ice cold.
Love that one.
Just find out who's got the same size shoes as you, because once we find their body, we're gonna have to start stripping them for resources.
Exactly. And start doing a little window shopping now while you can. We have a bad exterior of a CG plane.
Bad.
At least they used a plate of LAX. They could have fucked that up. It's a 737-700 series or newer. You can tell because of the tips of the wings. You guys have anything else you want to talk about?
Frank Lapidus.
That's right.
Obviously.
That's right. The episode's
That's
not
huge.
over yet. Jesus Christ.
There's a whole bunch left. You just
No, there's a whole bunch left that takes way too long.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
Jack talks to Kate, nothing happens.
Yeah, Jack talks to Kate. Blah.
You can skip that.
All these whatever is happening. Frank comes over the PA and is just like, "Hey, I'm your pilot, Franklin J. Lapidus, and welcome to Jira, and we're gonna get you there, and we're gonna make some time in the air, and blah 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 blah." And Jack is like, "Oh shit, I think I know that dude." Goes up to the front. Hey, Frank Lapidus and I are serious bros from way back. Let me chat at him real quick.
I gotta dab that boy up.
And she's like, sure, just get away from the door because this is a post 9/11 world. You might still be a hijacker. So he sits down in the first row of the thing. She calls in, hey, Dr. Jack Shepard's out here. And you can almost hear Frank like, what? Like on the other. Bro!
He says back, "Jaboy."
Jaboy. Yeah. Like the door just like kicks open. Like he's not wearing a Hawaiian shirt. He's shaved.
Like corporate.
Yeah, sellout Frank. Oh man, corporate Lapidus.
It's my second favorite Lapidus.
For Lapidus.
He sees.
Still love to see him, man.
Oh,
I
yeah,
love
I'm
Frank.
I love to see. I mean, like it's top. Like so, it's like Island Lapidus. 2 is corporate Lapidus. 50 feet of shit. Miles, like anybody else.
Desmond, Jin.
Yeah. So he's like, well, Jack, Frank, what are you doing here? I'm flying a plane. What do you do? I'm riding on a plane. Oh, that's crazy.
And then he looks around. He's like, wait a minute.
A slow realization I am so fucked right now.
So good.
I thought I did this already.
It's too bad that we already saw him deliver this line in an episode that we watched already out that comes after this one, because the first time he said this when I was watching it in chronological order. We're not going to Guam, are we? So good.
Yeah. But I love how nothing needs to be said. Frank just looking around.
Yeah.
Looking around. Like, oh, he says, like, is that Hugo? Is that?
Yeah.
And then it's just reaction, cut away to different person, reaction, cut away to different person. Oh, fuck. That's the point where I want one fuck in the show just from Frank going, fuck.
Last commercial break of the episode. Ben and Jack talk about Locke.
I do love the one line that Ben has here.
Yeah.
Jack
Which
goes,
one?
how can you read? Like, how can you read at a time like this? Like, we know we're going to crash. Like, we might, we're going to go through all this shit again. It just Ben's like, oh, yeah, my mother taught me.
Yeah.
Which was a lie, first of all. The first great line.
Yeah.
But then his mother died during childbirth of him.
Always be lying.
Oh, well, and that's
Ben
the
Linus.
thing. I never even caught that. But
Never
at the
believe
beginning
what
when
Ben
Eloise
says.
is like,
Oh, yeah.
or when he's like, is he lying? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Like,
is he telling
what he does.
Yeah, it's because he does. That's Ben lies. Ben
He just
lies.
can't help himself.
and then when he's like, did you know Locke killed himself? He's like, no. But it's like almost the same shot and reaction as when he was like, no, I didn't know about this place. Like, Ben probably knew.
Ben knows plenty.
Yeah.
And I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
He's like, do you want some privacy while you read the note? I'm going to go chat up the flight attendant. You can chill here. I'm going to quote some Ulysses at her and watch her get bored. And he opens the note. Dear Jack, I wish you would have believed me. Signed, Locke.
I didn't get that.
Well, it'll become abundantly clear when we watch The Life and Death of Jeremy Bentham in
Oh, okay. Well,
5 months.
and then it said P.S. Mind Goblin.
He like flips it over. He's like, "Mind Goblin, what?"
What?
And then from the cargo of the plane, "My Goblin, these nuts got him."
God.
Anyways.
The plane enters the window. We get some turbulence. We get some flashing lights. We get the sound effect of the time skips from
With a Wilhelm scream in there. Come on, guys. Sound effect department. Come on.
I didn't hear it,
Come
but
on.
I saw it in the.
I went back. I saw that in the notes. I want to go back and listen to it. You can. It's like barely there. It's like I hate that.
I know
sound
you hate
effect
that,
so
like, so.
much. It's my worst.
Yeah, it's really
enemy.
it's funny.
it's
Then
not
we
funny.
come back to the beginning of the thing. Jack wakes up in the forest. You go in the lagoon. Repeat the thing like camera shot for camera shot. We see the fucking swan dive again. Blah, 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 blah.
Getting that stuntman's money worth.
And they're sitting there and they're like, well, where's everybody else? Where's Saeed? Where's Ben? Where's Frank? Where's the plane? Do you remember crashing? No, I just remember being here. Like, there's no way in which they would imagine that they are where they are, because they're like, well, we got to figure something out. But then they hear an engine running. And then we hear some music. Dharma Lady by somebody. And then a pristine Dharma van pulls up.
Hell yeah.
Good old VW bug.
And behind the wheel, tan jumpsuit, got an M14 carbine with the right, with the 15 round magazine. Steps out of the thing. He's got some dude with long, sort of wavy, curly-ish black hair. Don't see who it is from the front until we get onto the lagoon, and then the three of them look up, and Hurley's like, "Jin?" And then the gun moves out of the way of his face. It's Jin, and he is dumbstruck. And then he cocks just like half a smile, and then smashed to black.
He's alive.
Yeah, he's alive. Yeah. That is 316.
I couldn't see who it was over these rifle sights.
Right, like it's we've been watching Lost and whatever. I feel like the chronological audience would have been able to tell that it was Jin from the first shot. It's like, oh, it's probably Jin, right? 316.
Wow.
Lindelof 316. We're going back to the island because I said so. Did we like it? Was it good? That's the first question on the docket. You can like something that sucks. You can hate something that rules. Haas, kick it off.
I feel like you guys are gonna hate this episode. Like that's my take on you guys going through, especially JP. Like you were over this.
I don't know how you got that assumption. Maybe by all the words I said.
Well, yeah, I listened.
What do you think, Haas?
You know what? I think I enjoyed it. I think I'm the opposite of JP. I enjoyed that baloney exposition at the top, because that's just kind of Lost going crazy of just like, well, I'm throwing all this garbage at you and just to overwhelm you with mumbo jumbo and whatever hand wavy stuff. And, yeah, that's Lost, especially towards the end. I feel like this is kind of a primer to get you there.
Sure. So yeah, you liked it.
I mean, not like a ton, but I enjoyed it.
You liked it. You liked it.
Yeah.
And it's got my boy
It's not your
Frank.
favorite episode or whatever, but
No.
you liked it. You had fun.
Yes.
You were
For sure,
entertained.
yeah.
JP.
Not for me. Hand wave, I think, is the perfect way to describe it, Haas. But I want my hand waviness in this show to be more like fantasy than science, and this had too much like science hand wavy in it, and science hand wavy is just not really my thing.
That's fair.
Adam?
I was very entertained by this episode. I don't think it's very good though.
Okay.
Sitting down and analyzing it, I think it is underwritten.
Yeah.
And
they could have done a lot with this. They just did.
I think that the concept of what they wanted to say with this episode, they could have hit a home run here. But yeah, I think they just kind of hammered it out real quick. Beyond that, I did find the lamppost scene entertaining. The hand waving didn't bother me as much as just the lack of character stuff in the later half of the episode. This was very plot driven, which is good and entertaining, but I like character stuff. You could have done a lot with Kate and Jack. You could have did a lot with Jack and Eloise. You could have did a lot with Jack and his grandfather. And they just kind of hammered through all that stuff quick. So I was entertained for the plot stuff. That said, I think the episode is not great.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, then let's talk about who was great then. Our lost MVP. Who was the best at carrying the episode? Who was our favorite person that we watched during this 45 minutes of television? Adam J. Haas.
Frank.
Hell yeah.
Even though he was only in a minute of it, definitely Frank.
Fuck yeah. I love some Frank, man.
Maybe that's why I like the episode so much. Maybe I was down on it. Frank shows up, bam, shoots way through the roof.
Boom.
I buy that.
Just makes me forget everything that happened before. I just focus on Frank.
Did I say Adam J. Haas?
You did.
It's Adam T. Haas, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah,
I thought you were just making a joke, and I was going to let you roll with it.
The T is for the.
It's Homer J. Simpson.
JP.
I'm gonna say Hurley.
Sure.
Hurley buying out all those seats.
Yeah.
That's some forward planning that we don't typically see from Hurley, and it just him looking back and seeing all those kids. I was like, damn, dude, Hurley's a real one.
No, that's hero shit.
Hurley's along for the ride, but he's become so independent, making his own choices. He's having his own side adventures, and I love Hurley, man. He's great.
I feel like Hurley's depriving people, though, of having all the fun on the island that he had.
That's
There's
fair.
people having fun on the island. I mean, he just doesn't want everybody else to enjoy what he's enjoying. He's selfish, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 737 holds 220 some odd people in.
Yeah.
Only about 50 of them survived. So,
Well,
the 50 that live though, they have the time of their lives.
Well, sure.
Yeah, Hurley buying out the seats. I mean, that's a top
That's
tier
huge.
move. I mean,
It's massive. Also, can I say honorable mention to Desmond to just be like, man, fuck all y'all.
you guys have been to the island, right? We're talking about the same island, right?
I'm gonna go put Penny to the sheets. Fuck you guys.
On a sailboat. Goodbye. Good day. Good day to you, sir. Other side of the coin, the lost forever, who is King Suck of Shit Mountain, who's out here fucking up, just hacking their way through 316. Haas, kick it off.
Jack.
Oh,
It's always Jack.
sure.
Forever and always. Jack lost and doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah.
From his anger of needs something for his dad
Yeah.
to just bumbling around.
Yeah. JP?
It's a coin toss. It's a coin toss between Eloise because I did not like any of the bullshit she had to say, but also, yeah, the woman who had Saeed in custody, Ilana, because I just still hate her. I'll give it to Eloise. Fuck her, man.
We'll give an honorable mention to Ilana.
She doesn't even say anything in this.
Right, but I just hate her so much in general.
All right.
JP's using a little bit of his memories and context in this one, but we'll give him
It's
a
like
pass.
saying Jin is the MVP of this episode, and he shows up in the last 3 seconds.
Oh, man,
All right, let me change my answer to MVP. I forgot about that. Oh, shit. Adam.
Kate?
Sure.
Yeah. Kate.
Enough said.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I was rifling through because I had a couple options. I was like, it could be Kate, it could be Ben, it could be Jack. Those were kind of my top 3 in the running there. But I think it's gonna be Kate. She knows how Jack feels about her, and maybe she's not doing it on purpose, but it just always seems like whenever she's doing something off the island with Jack, it seems manipulative. I don't know, and especially in this episode, I felt like she was just using Jack for whatever, for who knows what, but coming in out of nowhere, you can't ask about Aaron, taking off the next morning, that Jack's feelings for you are stronger than yours for him or whatever, but like I don't know, there's just something too fucked up about their relationship, and it feels very toxic right now. So and that was embodied in this episode. It grossed me out.
Yeah, she's initiating sex just for like her to get over it, and she's like, well, I know he's gonna say yeah because he's obsessed with me, and it just felt like this isn't good for anyone.
No, right, exactly. This is bad for all of us. It's like all parties involved. And hypothetically, I think you should know better because you're not hammered.
Right.
But she's got her own shit going on too. So like, I mean, I don't want to dump on her too much.
Yeah,
but
they're all fucked up.
But the thing bothered me. There you go. That's it.
Great.
316 Haas. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's a nice chat.
Adam, tell the folks what we're going to watch next time.
Sure. Next time, if you want to be lost with us, come on back in 2 weeks. We are going to be talking about season 4. Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Going back in time.
We haven't, I feel like we haven't, the last season 4 episode we watched was Eggtown, and I think we kind of hated it. So this is the one just before that, season 4, episode 3, The Economist.
Oh.
Our centric character is going to be one Saijira.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Should be dope.
I'm into it.
Our guest next time is going to be an old comedy house alum, Matt Kluge.
Yeah. One Matt Kluge.
So look forward to that. Haas, again, thank you for taking the time.
Thanks.
JP.
You're welcome.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road. You can cut me off whenever.
I just do it because you're paying me all that coffee money. Thank you, everyone out there, to listening to this, another episode of Lost on Lost.
I'm Adam.
I'm JP.
Do you have any idea what is going on the show?
Nope.
Me neither.
Lost on Lost is produced and edited by me and JP.
We wish to acknowledge that we live, work, and produce our show on occupied land.
Burbank, California is located on the traditional tribal lands of the Tongva, Chumash, Kizh, and Fernandino Tataviam peoples.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin is located on the traditional tribal lands of the Peoria, Potawatomi, Miama, and Ho-Chunk peoples.
And Lost was produced in Hawaii on the lands of the Kanaka Maoli.
Visit native-land.ca to learn more about the land you live and work on.
You can engage with us on IG, Facebook, and Twitter at Lost on Lost 1.
You can also email us at wearelostonlost@gmail.com or support us with dollar monies at coffee.com/wearelostonlost.
Thanks to Lostpedia and its community of contributors, Danny Schmitz, random.org, and as always, you the listeners for tuning in.
We're hosted at Podbean. You can hear us there or wherever you get your podcasts, except MySpace. We're not on MySpace.
Yet.